I would assume. Oh, here's the video for those of you asking.
That's what we're working on. We also had $20 million in the budget, which we're going to increase for hardened school security.
Security.
Yeah, he's saying like we're gonna make sure that there's more guns in school.
No. I couldn't hear. I'm sorry. It hasn't passed yet.
Security and regulation.
She asked what we are working on right now. This young lady's had her hand up for a while. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, if time and time again, school shooters seem to be using the AR-15, which is a weapon of mass murder, why is it that you feel like people should have those in their homes? And again, you said because it's the Second Amendment right. People should have guns. Nobody's saying we should take all of the guns, but guns are going to continue getting bigger and bigger. Are we just going to keep allowing people to have these giant weapons of mass destruction? Why do you support that?
It's a great question, okay? The most dangerous firearm in the country right now is both.
Great question. Let me own you now. Yeah. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you bring up what guns are being used most commonly in mass shootings? Slash, how dare you even ask me what kind of legislative actions we can take?
Both a 38 Special and a Glock 9mm. There's 346 people that were killed in Memphis the year before last. 346. Hang on a second. Very, very few of them were killed by a rifle that, while it looks scary, has a very small round. It is a dangerous firearm. There's no doubt about it. But when you talk about the
wound is bigger than the entrance wound.
Yes, ma'am. And there are a number.
It rips your organs apart.
Okay.
You die almost like immediately on some cases.
And that is true with virtually every single round that comes out of a firearm.
Right, but do you?
Okay, ban them all then. How about that? Like, what are you, making an argument to ban all guns? No. Now, normally you would think, first of all, the kids are literally owned. I didn't see the full debate, but the kids are right. They are correct. Okay? But the fact that he never stopped at any point to be like, let me try and not debate these children who are protesting for gun control is insane. Okay?
Hang on, but let me, if I may, focus on her question, okay?
Right.
While we can talk about banning certain firearms, machine guns have been banned. There are definitely firearms that have been out there been banned. It is, in my opinion, and you've asked for mine, I've asked for y'all's, okay? A much better conversation to have to make sure to keep any firearm out of the hand of someone who is mentally deranged, that is mentally been incapacitated, that is a criminal, and to get ahead of these threats, because no matter what, the person that did this shooting had 3 different...
50% of Americans will be diagnosed with mental illness in their life.
Yeah, it's not really about...
Not going to be...
And when it comes to schizophrenia, you can develop that at 25 after
Absolutely.
you already have a...
So I don't think it's about the mental illness.
I really want to hear what she has to say. If we came to listen to each other, I would like to listen to her. I know everybody wants to be heard, but as one person speaking, I really would like to hear her. Go ahead.
So how are those mental...
It's fucking insane. Debating kids in schools is conservative tradition. Rifle rounds are made to shock your organs when they penetrate. Like, rifle rounds are very much worse. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The truth in that regard is like secondary to the fact that this conversation is being held to begin with. Okay? And last but not least, it's not like he's saying we got to fucking do something to at least restrict firearms and the circulation of firearms for any of these guns. He's on the side of more guns. Okay? So understand that, like, while he's literally saying it's terrifying to be shot with a weapon, he also thinks the only counter to that is more weapons. It's fucking psychotic.
health checks going to work, because again, 50% of our country will be diagnosed with mental illness.
So what we're not talking about everybody that has a mental illness, okay? There are lots of mental illnesses that somebody can have that can later on, as this gentleman said over here, can get worse to where somebody should be incapacitated. But there's lots of mental illnesses where somebody can live a full life and get treatment. Some of these flow in and out. But when you have somebody that has been committed through an emergency committal. Right now in Tennessee, there's not even a referral over to law enforcement. There should be. So when somebody hits a certain level where they have gone to the point where they've got to be mentally committed, they shouldn't be able to have firearms, right?
Yeah, except listen, first of all, no, they're not wrong. Part of that is supposed to be through law enforcement. There is truth to that. But you know his ass doesn't want to take guns away from veterans. You know what I mean? Like, no, if you are suicidal, you should not have a gun. I will stand by this decision. I'm ableist. If you have chronic depression, if you've ever attempted to, take your life, you should not have a gun. Okay? Straight up. Meanwhile, he's not talking about that. He's just like, yeah, trans people, they're mentally ill, right? Make sure they can't have guns. That's it. Only them.
Right?
Right. And
That's where we're seeing the primary problem, is that we're seeing very disturbed people.
So how are we going to regulate that?
Well, that's what we're working on. That's why we're having this conversation. That's why we're not out of session yet. Okay?
So while you're working on that...
And then I'm going to move on to another person because I do want to be respectful of other people that have questions. No, ma'am. You were in the middle of a sentence. You continue.
While you're working on that, why can we use this gun? Why can we use... don't you think that could be a more immediate...
So you're not going to like my answer. And look, I'm going to say that straight up. It's not about this one gun. If there is a firearm out there that you're comfortable being shot with, please show me which one it is. There's not right there. Every single gun in the hands of
He ulted. I didn't realize there was a load up to this. I thought he just came out of the gate swinging. Turns out he loaded the chamber into the fucking round and dropped it, dude. Yeah? You got a gun you'd rather be shot with? Okay. A Nerf gun. A paintball gun. You know what I mean? T-shirt gun, please. Yeah. Finger gun.
a crazy person, a deranged person, a convicted felon, every single weapon out.
He's white knuckling in his pocket, by the way. Look at his fist.
When somebody's walking on the street with his giant ass gun for no reason, nobody's going to do good with that gun.
I understand that.
The goal is not to.
But it's not, you could ban that specific gun, and you are going to do almost nothing to improve y'all's safety. I'm sorry, that's a fact. It is.
You're going to do everything you can. Everything.
And there's nothing that's off the table.
These are lives.
You're right.
Yes, ma'am, and that's important to me.
You're right that in the 80s and things,
Right there.
people would walk into schools with revolvers and handguns, but that's not nearly as much damage as these military-grade weapons are doing.
So,
and they're just going to get bigger
hang on, ma'am. All right, now,
a limit.
now look, there's a lot of folks here, and you've said a lot already, and I'm listening to what you're saying. I promise,
But you're not
okay?
responding.
Well, I'm trying to, but you've had your hand up for a while.
Okay, so I have a question kind of.
He's debating children. He's like, I'm owning you right now. I hope you know that. Huh. Guess you got owned.